celebrate our 2022-23 graduating members of the Penn State Wrestling Program. Today's senior ceremony is brought to you by the Penn State Alumni Association, the presenting partner of Senior Day activities across Penn State Intercollegiate Athletics. Joining our seniors on the mat is head coach Cale Sanderson. Our first wrestler is a two-time academic All-Big Ten. He has a 22-7 career record with a 7-2 record in duels. He is 2-2 in Big Ten duels and has 6 majors. Escorted today by his mom and dad, Donna and Greg. Let's hear it for Donovan Ball. Our next wrestler, a 4-time All-American, a 2-time NCAA champion, a 2-time Big Ten champion, a 3-time NWCA National All-Academic Team, and a 3-time Academic All-Big Ten. He has a career record of 92-9 with a 53-2 record in dual meets, 25 majors, 13 techs, and 11 pins, escorted by his friends Khalid Dassan, Eddie Camacho, Bobby Rodriguez, and his grandpa Mike Bravo. Let's hear it for Roman Bravo Young. Our next wrestler, a 3-time All-American, an NCAA and Big Ten champion, as well as an EIWA champion. He is a 2-time member of the NWCA National All-Academic Team, a CASIDA Academic All-American 3rd team, and an Academic All-Big Ten. He has a career record of 96-15 with a 55-5 record in dual meets, 19 majors, 17 techs, and 17 pins, escorted today by his mom and dad, Bethany and David, and his wife, Hannah. Put your hands together for Max Dean. Our next wrestler has a 7-6 career record with 2 pins. He has wrestled in open tournaments during his career, escorted today by his mom and dad, Tanya and Paul. Let's hear it for Paul Fights. This next wrestler is a 3-time academic All-Big Ten, has a career record of 14-5 with 5 majors and 1 pin. Being escorted today by his 2 brothers, Jimmy and Hunter, and his mom and dad, Kim and Jim, and by his grandma, Mary. Fans, let's hear it for Connor Kreisig. Our next wrestler is an NCAA qualifier in 2021, has a 9-10 career record with a record of 4-3 in duels. He has 1 major and 2 pins. Escorted today by his mom and dad, Chris and Laura. Let's hear it for Joe Lee. Our next wrestler is an academic All Big Ten and has a 22-7 career record with a 13-4 record in duels and is 11-4 in Big Ten duel meets. He has 3 majors, 3 techs, and 6 pins, being escorted today by his mom, Carrie, and his fiancée, Arissa George. Put your hands together for Seth Neville. And our final wrestler, a 2-time academic All-Big Ten, a Big Ten distinguished scholar, and he's competed in open tournaments as a Nittany Lion. Escorted by his mom and dad, Victoria and David, let's hear it for Eddie Smith. Fans, one more time, get on your feet and give it up for the graduating members of your Penn State Nittany Lions.
And we are live from the Rec Hall as the last home match of the season. I'm your broadcaster, Jeremy Goldman, joined alongside my partner in broadcast, Chris Machado. What are you excited for this duel?
I'm excited to be here with you, Jeremy, for this last home duel of the season. The Penn State Nittany Lions, their senior day here. The seniors were announced to us just earlier, about 10 minutes ago, as they do the starting lineups now at the mat. An exciting, exciting duel ahead of us here.
And we are live on Big Ten Network as we count down. I literally can't stay in my seat and sit still for the last home match of the season. It's truly unreal. We were back in November. We were here in Rec Hall covering Lockhaven as the season opener. Now here we are all the way in February, looking to kick off the postseason. This is truly an incredible team.
It's been a long, long road for the Nittany Lions. A very, very rewarding season. 15-0, undefeated, looking to be here today. 16-0, undefeated on the season.
Yeah, this team really just wants to fight through all this adversity that they always have. And with celebrating these seniors that we do, we're looking, it's unfortunate though we don't have Greg Kirkville wrestling today. He's not a senior, but that being said, let's get started.
Yeah, projected at that heavyweight spot today is Seth Neville, the senior, looking to go against Austin Chapman, the Clarion Golden Eagles heavyweight. But in the last duel here at Rec Hall, the Penn State Nittany Lions took on the Maryland Terrapins, where they won and became the Big Ten Wrestling regular season champs. That is the 9th time head coach Cale Sanderson has led the Nittany Lions to the regular season championship.
Yeah, I think the most important thing of this dynasty has got to be Cale Sanderson. I think it's the most not underappreciated, just goes under the radar because they have so many stars that come in and out of this program. It just feels like Cale's been here forever. Cale's actually coming in to get his 7th undefeated season, which is a truly incredible stat.
Entirely. The 6-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, could be looking at the 7th at the end of this season. 2022 NCAA Championship Coach of Tournament. An excellent, excellent man to lead this Nittany Lions squad.
Yeah, and after this, we're going to go straight to the Big Ten Championships, and March 4th we'll be kicking off the postseason in Michigan.
As we have the captains meeting here at the center mat, we are looking forward to start this duel off. Don't know which weight class is going to start yet, but 3 minutes have been put on the clock for the first period as we wait the announcement of the first match here.
Yeah, it should be 125 to start off. Either Gary Steen or Marco Vespa, either or, are going to come out there and fight against Fisher, who is, I'm not sure if he was
ranked. It's going to be Gary
ranked.
Steen versus Joey Fisher of Clarion.
I know there was a point in time Joey Fisher, I'm not sure, was ranked. I know the 125 weight class is truly an interesting one. Last year we had Drew Hildebrandt at 125. And now we got 3 different ones we're going to see. This is always a wild weight class and always a hole in Penn State's lineup. We're going to see how they do here on senior night to kick off.
Well, as Gary Steen gets announced to the home crowd here at Rec Hall, he won versus Michigan State, hasn't won since. But a tall task ahead here in Joey Fisher for the Clarion Golden Eagles. He won against West Virginia back on Friday by a fall, so we're going to look forward to this match right here, right now.
Yeah, Chris, as you just mentioned, Steen has been on a rough streak, but unfortunately those losses have all been against ranked wrestlers. 2 of them were top 10, and it's just an unfortunate match to get. And here we go.
As our official for today's dual meet, Ray Santiago gets things underway. Second official is Jim Ravello, and Fisher shoots in on that right leg of Steen. Penn State again, the traditional navy blue singlets, white block lettering Penn State on the front, white Nittany Lion head logo on the back, white stripe around the middle, and white trim with the Big Ten logo on the front left thigh in white. Wrestling on the big white mat with blue trim, blue Nittany Lion head logo in the center in front of a sold-out crowd yet again here at Rec Hall. This is the 66th consecutive sellout at Rec Hall, standing room only for the Nittany Lions and the Golden Eagles. 2 wrestlers tying up here in the center, ear to ear, with no score here between Steen, 5 and 12, as a redshirt freshman out of Hermitage, Pennsylvania, and Reynolds High School, and Fisher of Clarion, a true sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and South Park High School. Fisher is 9 and 7 on the season. He was a Mid-American Conference runner-up last season, going 23 and 11 in his freshman campaign for Clarion. Missed out on a berth to the NCAA tournament when he lost in sudden victory to Anthony Noto of Lock Haven in the MAC Finals a year ago. Fisher, a career mark now of 32 and 18. Was a PIAA state champion, also a runner-up his junior year, and 4th as a sophomore. Went 142 and 13 in the scholastic career for South Park High School. 2 wrestlers tying up. Fisher trying to work up under the arms, and Steen did a nice job fighting out of that tie-up. 1:15 remaining, and still a scoreless opening period here at 125. Steen was a 2-time PIAA state champion for Reynolds High School, winning as a freshman and junior, taking 3rd as a sophomore and senior. Went 168 and 9 in his high school career. Continuing to tie up here. Fisher keeps trying to get in with those underhooks, and Steen keeps battling out of those tie-ups. Now Steen tying up on the right elbow here as they work into an over-under tie-up, with now 40 seconds left in a scoreless opening period here at 125. Steen 2 and 11 in dual meets. A little foot sweep attempt by Fisher. Fisher reaching out for a leg, can't get there. Steen continuing to pull in here on the head of Fisher. Both these wrestlers second-year competitors at the collegiate level. Steen, a redshirt freshman, Fisher a true sophomore. 2 wrestlers continuing to work here near the center of the mat. Steen has lost 10 of his last 11 bouts. 7 of his 12 losses on the season have been by decision, 4 of those by 2 points or less. As we go under 5 seconds remaining here in the first, and we'll go to the second with no score between Steen and Fisher. Steen coming off one of his better efforts of the season, a 1-0 loss to 15th-ranked Braxton Brown of Maryland a week ago here at Rec Hall in the Big Ten dual meet finale. Clarion has the choice in the even bouts, so Steen has the choice and defers his option. Fisher takes bottom to start the second. Steen comes from the right side to the left, now back to the right with his hips. Here comes Fisher to his feet. Steen drops down on that right leg, and he's still got a hold of the leg, and he's trying to let go of it, so they go rolling through here in the center. Fisher trying to come around. Now he picks up on the right leg of Steen. Steen kicks the leg free and gives up just the escape, and Joey Fisher of Clarion takes a 1-0 lead, 1:35 remaining in the opening period here at 1:25. Both wrestlers locked up here in the center. Steen trying to work in with underhooks. Now Fisher gets out of that tie-up. 1:20 remaining here in period 2. A 1-0 lead for Joey Fisher of Clarion on the first of 10 bouts between the Nittany Lions and the Golden Eagles here at Rec Hall. This and 184, probably 2 bouts that Clarion has the best chance to pull out victories individually in today. Fisher working up under the arms, at least that would be the expectation coming into the dual meet. Double underhooks here for Fisher, and wrapping up over the elbows is Steen. Both wrestlers looking like they want to go ahead and try to toss here. A little foot sweep attempt by Fisher. Now a headlock attempt by Steen. He hits it here on the near left edge, and we get no takedown awarded, and I think it was the right call. The Rec Hall fans, some of them are disgruntled, but I think he just never quite had complete control there, did Steen. But boy, he went for it, and you love to see that at this stage of the season for Gary Steen. Still a 1-0 lead for Fisher as we're back at it in the center of the mat. 19 seconds and riding time advantage on the board for Steen. It trails 1-0 as the two wrestlers tie up in the neutral position, both on their feet with now 10 seconds left in the second period. Steen, of course, will have the choice to start the third, and you would expect him to take bottom. He gets a little ankle pick here with 3 seconds left. He trips him into the mat. He gets the takedown with 1 second left. Gary Steen takes a 2-1 lead into the third period. Oh, was that a great move by Steen. He picked the ankle. He only had about 5 seconds to work with once he got the ankle pick, and he did a great job of getting the quick finish to get the takedown before the buzzer. Steen takes bottom to start the third. On the right elbow is Fisher. Here comes Steen to his feet. A return by Fisher. Steen rolls, squares up with the hips. Steen is out of there for the escape. It's a 3-1 lead for Penn State's Gary Steen. 1:45 remaining in the third. Over-under tie-up here for the two wrestlers. And on the left side of Steen with the underhook is Fisher. Steen locked in here on that elbow. They go ear to ear. Now double underhooks for Fisher. Fisher trying to hit a little bit of a cow catcher here if he can, but Steen doing a nice job keeping his hips away and keeping good position in underneath. His head still caught now in a front headlock position by Fisher. Fisher trying an inside trip, and they go spinning off the near right edge with 1:09 left to wrestle here in the third. It's a 3-1 lead for Gary Steen of Penn State. Steen looking for just his second win in the last 12 bouts of the season, but it would be a big one. Would give him, again, a nice little boost of confidence heading into the postseason, where he'll have to pull some upsets to get to the NCAA tournament. Ear to ear now go both wrestlers. They snap and break apart. 45 seconds left here in the third. Steen circling to the right. Fisher trying to lower his level. Steen elbows in, tying up here now on the shoulder. Fisher trying to work in with underhooks, and Steen won't let him get in under the arms this time. We're down to 30 seconds left. Fisher reaching out for a leg, can't get there. Steen now pointing on the head of Fisher. Fisher snaps down on the head of Steen. Steen backing up a bit now toward the left side of the mat as we see it. Fisher snaps down hard on the head. 15 seconds left. Fisher getting back in with underhooks. 12 seconds left. We get a stall warning against Steen as he backs up here. Fisher with double underhooks in. 5 seconds left. Fisher tries an inside trip. Steen gets the hips back. He stops down and circles in behind. He gets a late takedown. Gary Steen wins it 5-1. And the Nittany Lions jump out to a 3-0 lead in this dual meet. A terrific counter there by Steen. He gets takedowns right at the end of both the second and the third period. And the Nittany Lions jump out to a 3-0 lead here in front of a sold-out Rec Hall. We go to 133 pounds and one final time in a Penn State singlet for Roman Bravo Young, the fifth-year senior from Tucson, Arizona, and Sunnyside High School, 12-0 on the season. He's ranked number 1 in the nation, 92-9 in his collegiate career, with 11 pins, 13 technical falls, and 25 major decisions. RBY is 53-2 in dual meets here at Rec Hall. A standing ovation from most here at Rec Hall as RBY makes his way out to the mat for a final time here in Rec Hall in the blue and white. He's taking on Mason Prinky. Prinky is a true junior from Normalville, Pennsylvania, and Connellsville High School. 7-11 on the season, a career mark of 19-22 for Prinky. Gets caught here with a headlock. Roman Bravo Young takes him to his back. He's tightening up. Roman Bravo Young, 20 seconds in, loses the headlock now, and circling out of there is Prinky for the escape. And we get just 2 near fall points out of that for Bravo Young, so it is a 4-1 lead. Bravo Young working back in on the head, picks up on the right knee, on the left knee, and steps in behind Prinky, and he will get the takedown here. It is a 6-1 lead for Roman Bravo Young as he breaks Prinky down for a moment. Now Prinky back to his base. RBY with a 6-1 lead. We are 1 minute into the opening period here at 1:33. Bravo Young riding a 48-bout win streak into this one, the second longest win streak in the nation, behind only Spencer Lee individually. Bravo Young on the left elbow, breaks him back down after they went out of bounds on the right side as we see it here at Rec Hall. Bravo Young trapping that left elbow. He's going to try to take Prinky over. He does, and he's going to hold him here for a 3 count. And so we'll get 2 near fall points out of that exchange. And the lead is now 8-1 for Bravo Young. 1:20 remaining, and Prinky is up and out for the escape. RBY cutting him loose there with 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the opening period. Double underhooks by Prinky as Bravo Young drops down, trying to get back in on the legs. We have 1 minute remaining now in the opening period. 8-2 the lead for Roman Bravo Young. He has 1:10 in riding time advantage posted as they work from the neutral position. We get interlocking hands here, and Ray Santiago, our head official, has a quick word with both wrestlers. And we're back at it here in the center. Bravo Young again working on the head here, pulling in on Prinky. He's going to try to hit the cement mixer. Prinky rolls out of that, nearly came around behind Roman Bravo Young, and Bravo Young readjusted and circled back in and gets the takedown here on Prinky under 30 seconds left in the period, and it is a 10-2 lead for Roman Bravo Young. Prinky gets to his left knee, trying to post up. Bravo Young keeping him on the mat here, and coming over to the left side now with with his hips. 10 seconds left in the opening period. Bravo Young with a 10-2 lead. He goes over 140 in riding time advantage, and he will ride out the period here at 133. We go to the second. Roman Bravo Young leads at 10-2. He has 145 in riding time advantage. Frankie has the choice, and he says, I'll take neutral. After checking with the Clarion corner, Keith Ferraro says, yep, go ahead and take neutral. Two wrestlers in the center of the mat. Frankie trying to come in with an underhook on that right side. Bravo Young pulling in on the head of Frankie. Lines up a nice double leg, drives through and gets a quick takedown. Roman Bravo Young extends the lead to 12-2. We'll cut him loose to make it 12-3. Bravo Young pulling in again on the head here. Snaps down hard on the head as an RBY chant starts here at Rec Hall. Bravo Young snaps down, jumps up over the left shoulder and gets the takedown here. His second of the period, fifth of the afternoon. They go off the right edge with Bravo Young now leading 14-3. 1:15 remaining in the second period. 1:55 in riding time advantage for Bravo Young. Nittany Lions leading the dual meet 3-0. Up and out is Frankie as Bravo Young cuts him loose again to make it 14-4. Right in the center of the mat. Bravo Young now tapping at the head. Frankie trying to lower his level. Bravo Young again pulling in on the head here as we go under a minute remaining. Headlock by Bravo Young. He throws him to his back again, but rolling quickly through to his chest is Frankie. And Bravo Young settles for just the takedown. 16-4. Now he's got that left elbow caught here, and he's trying to pull Frankie over with it. He's out on the right side here, Frankie. He's going to push down on the head, and he'll force Frankie over. Now he's going to go chest to chest and pick up on the head. Driving through. Bravo Young has him flat, and he gets the pin in his final dual meet here at Rec Hall. Time of the fall for Roman Bravo Young is 4 minutes and 30 seconds. One final standing ovation for one of the best ever to put on the Nittany Lions singlet. Donovan Ball picks Roman Bravo Young up over his shoulders, and he'll carry him out here. Penn State leads the dual meet 9-0. We're back in 60 seconds. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
Did you know that 3 out of every 10 home fires caused by heating equipment start in a faulty fireplace or chimney? Don't wait for a disaster to happen. Let Triangle Heating and Cooling inspect your home's chimney today for just $39. Then if your chimney needs a liner replacement, installation, or is in need of masonry work, they'll make it safe again. And you get 58 months special financing. Call and schedule your appointment today. This offer ends December 31st.
Triangle Heating and Cooling for all your comfort needs.
The soothing warmth of a crackling fire. There's nothing like it to keep you warm. Don't spend hours cutting, splitting, and stacking firewood yourself. Let Metzler Forest Products do it all for you. They sell assorted firewood in 13, 16, and 20-inch sizes, plus kiln-dried and chunk wood, too. And Metzler Forest Products firewood is seasoned and free of bugs and pests. Call them today and arrange a pickup, or have a load delivered right to your home. 717-667-2924, or online at MetzlerForestProducts.com.
We welcome you back to Rec Hall, where the Nittany Lions have jumped out to a 9-0 lead over Clarion. Penn State closing in on yet another undefeated season. It would be their 7th in the last 8 seasons. As we head to 141 pounds, Gary Steen with a 5-1 decision over Joey Fisher, and Roman Bravo Young with the fall in 4 minutes and 30 seconds over Mason Frankie. Nittany Lions with a 9-0 lead as we head to 141. 5th-ranked Bo Bartlett for Penn State, 18-1 on the season as a true junior from Tempe, Arizona, and did his high school wrestling at Wyoming Seminary in Pennsylvania, where he was a 4-time national prep champ. Roman Bravo Young Picking up his 4th pin of the season and the 12th of his career as Bartlett gets ready to take on Seth Coleno. Coleno is 19-8 on the season. Coleno, of course, out of Bald Eagle Area High School just down the road in Wingate. Calls Clarence his home. Clarence, PA, 5th-year senior here for the Golden Eagles. Career mark of 82 and 54 for Coleno. Bartlett is 41-14 in his Penn State career. Coleno was 5th in the Mid-American Conference tournament a year ago, went 28-9 on the season. Started his first 2 seasons at 133 for Clarion, finished 2021 at 149, and started at 141 last season. Snapping down hard on the head here is Bartlett. He gets in behind Coleno, and he'll bring him to the mat here for the initial takedown on the right edge. That is the 9th takedown of the afternoon for Penn State. Clarion has not earned a takedown yet. 2-0. Bartlett with the lead as they go off the right edge of the mat in front of our broadcast location here on the floor at Rec Hall with 2:14 remaining in the opening period. Coleno at Bald Eagle Area was the PIAA state runner-up his senior season. Took 5th his junior campaign and was 7th as a sophomore. Went 132-20 in his high school career. He's a pre-med major at Clarion as Coleno gets up and out here for the escape. One of 4 boys for Tony and Danielle Coleno in Clarence. Terrific high school athlete. He also helped the Bald Eagle Area boys soccer team to 2 Mountain League championships in 2016 and 2018 in his high school career. He's in here on a single leg. He's got the right leg of Bartlett, but Bartlett with good heavy hips tries to step around here and picks up on an ankle as they go off the far edge of the mat with 136 remaining in the first. Bartlett up 2-1. Bartlett with a 47-3 takedown margin over his opponents this season. NCAA qualifier a year ago for Penn State at 149. Went 1-2 at the NCAA tournament. And with Nick Lee's graduation, Bo Bartlett moving down this season to 141, where he has looked much more comfortable and really has been coming into his own, let's say, collegiate wrestling wise in the last 5 weeks or so here. Just a little different look to him and a little different firepower here from the neutral position. He's in on a head inside single as we get a stall warning issued against Coleno, working up through the legs and now trying to come out on the right side of Coleno as Bartlett. Coleno reaches down and grabs the right ankle here of Bartlett. Bartlett has both legs still working here out on the right side as he stands up. Coleno still has that right ankle of Bartlett, and Bartlett don't think can get the ankle free. He's going to readjust here, trying to drive Coleno forward as he walks up through the crotch here of Coleno, and Coleno just has a good hold of that ankle, and Ray Santiago says that's a stalemate with 16.4 seconds left in the opening period. Still a 2-1 lead here for Bo Bartlett.
Roll that off again.
10 seconds left now in the opening period. And fighting on the right side of Bartlett, left side of Coleno as they break apart and the first period ends. We go to the second. Bartlett leads it 2-1. Bartlett will have the choice here. Penn State again has the choice on the odd numbered matches. This is the third of the afternoon. Penn State leading 9-0. Bartlett takes bottom. And Coleno will set up on the left elbow. Here comes Bartlett to his feet. Peels out of there for the escape. The lead is 3-1 for the Nittany Lion 141-pounder. Bartlett immediately in on a head inside single. Gets his head caught a little bit between the legs. Still working here, though. Now steps through the legs. Trying to pop his head out here. Coleno now locked up through the legs of Bartlett, trying to fight this off. Bartlett works his way up and does a nice job of getting the takedown and finishing it off here. And now still working out on the right side is Bartlett with 125 remaining here in period 2. 5-1 now the lead for Bartlett. He'll go over 30 seconds in riding time advantage here. Coleno to his feet, and he'll peel out of there for the escape. It's a 5-2 lead for Bo Bartlett. 110 remaining in period 2. Both wrestlers tying up. Bartlett really working here now with the collar tie. Also tying up on the left arm here of Coleno. Pulling in hard on the head is Bartlett. He drops down on that left leg, steps over the right leg, and now loses that right leg for a moment, readjusting. Again, doing a nice job here is Bartlett, showing some patience and working through these situations. He's been on the attack most of the afternoon again here, and now he settles in nicely out on the right side. He gets the takedown. He's trying to take Coleno over toward his back. Coleno fights that off, and now reaches back in with a reverse grip on the calf, and Bartlett gets him off of the calf here. It is a 7-2 lead for Bartlett, as he is now solidly in control out on the left side. 12 seconds left in period 2. Really working up under that left arm here is Bartlett. Good tight waist in on the right side. He'll go over a minute in riding time advantage, and Bo Bartlett will ride out the second period. We go to the third. Bartlett leads at 7-2. He has 1:05 in riding time advantage. It'll be Coleno with the choice to start the third, and before we get that opportunity, we have blood coming from Coleno. It's over the back of his singlet here. This will come out and tend to Bo Bartlett on the Penn State corner. Might be a bloody mouth here from Bartlett, as Coleno again will have the choice to start the third. So they are taking a look at Bo Bartlett, and it looks like a cut from inside the mouth here of Bartlett as they get Coleno cleaned up. And Bartlett gets the inside of the lip taken care of, and we'll head to the third period with Coleno choosing bottom. 7-2 the lead for Bartlett. 1:05 in riding time advantage for Bartlett as we start the period. Bartlett looking to add to a 9-0 lead in the dual meet for Penn State as we wrestle a third of 10 here between the Nittany Lions and the Golden Eagles this afternoon. Coleno is up and out for the escape. The lead is 7-3 for Bartlett. 15 seconds into the third period. Bartlett with 1:11 and riding time advantage posted now. Bartlett pulls in on that left arm, trying to work back in on the legs here of Coleno. Coleno taking a couple of steps back toward the far side of the mat as we see it. Bartlett keeping the pressure on. Coleno does have a stall warning against him. Dropping in on that right leg is Bartlett. Picks up on the knee, trying to finish this off at the edge of the mat with 1:20 remaining. Bartlett stepping behind Coleno. Coleno with a whizzer trying to fight this off. Bartlett in good position here, trying to reach up and grab the head. Now he's just going to pull in on the ankle, and he'll drive through and pounce on the back here of Coleno for the takedown. His fourth of the bout, and the lead with under a minute remaining now in the third is 9-3 for Bo Bartlett. And I think he'll go ahead and cut him loose here and look for another takedown. Yeah, they're going to, Bartlett says, I'll give him the escape. We'll start neutral. And so the lead is, check it. He'll go ahead and set up on top, leading 9-3. Now he will give him the escape to make it 9-4. 50 seconds left here in the period. So Bartlett needs either a takedown and ride out, or a couple more takedowns here to secure the major decision, but a takedown and ride out would do it. He drops in here on the legs, drives through, gets the double leg takedown and pops in behind and traps that right elbow here of Coleno. He's going to try to keep Coleno down now with 25 seconds left in the period. Riding time advantage is assured. He's up to 140 with now 15 seconds left here in the third. Here comes Coleno trying to work to his feet. Bartlett walks in on that left side. Spiral right in. Now he drives forward here up under the arms of Coleno. He keeps Coleno on his knees. Coleno trying to battle his way out, and Bartlett just locks in tightly. They roll toward the far side of the mat as the period ends. 155 in riding time advantage. Bo Bartlett wins it by major decision, 12-4. And the Nittany Lions lead this dual meet 13-0 after the first three bouts. As we head to 149 pounds. For Penn State, it'll be 13th ranked Shane Van Ness, the redshirt freshman from Somerville, New Jersey, and Blair Academy. He's 14-4 on the season, 11-4 in dual meets. He's taking on Kyle Schickel, a third-year sophomore from Lamont, Illinois, with a record of 13-11. Schickel was a four-time Illinois State runner-up. 169-19 in his high school career. Of course, Shane Van Ness, a two-time national prep champion for Blair Academy. Underway here at 149. Van Ness in on the ankle, has the right ankle, trying to kick away here. Is Schickel. Van Ness won't let him, and now he steps through the legs, clamps down on the head, comes under the chin here of Schickel. He takes him to his back. He has Schickel in some trouble here in the center, trying to readjust here on the left side is Van Ness. Schickel getting back to his chest. Van Ness coming back in with the half Nelson here, loses it, and Schickel gets back to a good base position here. So we get the takedown and two near fall points for Van Ness. The lead is 4-0 for the Nittany Lion redshirt freshman here at 149. Schickel squaring up here. Van Ness clamping down on the head. We get the escape awarded here to Schickel. Now he pulls out of there, and they do break apart. 2 minutes remaining in the first. Van Ness up 4-1 for Penn State. Pulling back in here on the head. Breaking across, getting on the ankles as they go off the edge of the mat. Still neutral. We got a stall warning issued against Kyle Schickel of Clarion. Back in the center, both wrestlers tying up for a moment. Van Ness snapping down hard on the head. Trying to come up now through the leg. On the left leg of Van Ness is Schickel. Van Ness squares back up now and comes out on the left side of Schickel. He's just going to step behind here and get the takedown. And the lead is 6-1 for Van Ness. Shane Van Ness going to work out on the left side here. 1:10 left to wrestle in the first period. 6-1 the lead for Shane Van Ness as he chops at that right elbow. Good tight waist in. He's going to trap that elbow, and he's trying to turn Schickel. Schickel fights him off here. Santiago taking a close look at it as he tries to crank him over again. Here, Schickel again reaches back through here and fights it off. Van Ness readjusting here. Out on the right side with his hips, he comes over to the left side. Schickel kind of balled up underneath for a moment. Now gets to his base. Van Ness has that left leg hooked. Trying to break Schickel down as he drives forward with a spiral ride in on the right side. Now he comes under the left arm. And we're going to get a stall warning issued here against Schickel. That'll be a point for Van Ness on the second stall call against Schickel. So the lead is now 7-1. And trying to turn him here again is Van Ness. 5 seconds left as the period ends, and we'll go to the second. It is a 7-1 lead and make it 11-1 as they do get the 4 near fall points there at the end of the period for Van Ness. So Schickel chooses neutral, start the second. So it's an 11-1 lead for Shane Van Ness. 15 seconds into the second period. Van Ness with 1:59 in riding time advantage. Schickel trying to drop in on the legs. Van Ness now snaps down hard on the head. Good front headlock in on the right side. He's stepping behind, trying to pull in on the ankle, and he will come around here for the takedown. The lead is 13-1 for Shane Van Ness. He gets his third takedown of the afternoon. 1:20 remaining. Van Ness riding out on the right side here. Still that tight waist in on the left. Van Ness chopping at the right elbow. He's going to sit in here with a 2-on-1 tilt. If he can get a 4 count here, he is going to end it. with a tech fall. Just trying to step through the legs again here. Readjusting. Schickel, again, 13 and 11 on the season for Clarion, struggling underneath right now against Van Ness. 40 seconds to work with here in period 2 for the 13th ranked wrestler in the country for Penn State in the latest Intermat rankings. And that's again trying to tilt Schickel. Schickel fights him off. 25 seconds left here in the period. Van Ness still working here, coming out to the left side for a moment. Schickel is going to get turned here with 12 seconds left. Van Ness now puts some pressure in on that left shoulder. Schickel keeping the left shoulder off the mat, now does roll back through, and it'll be a technical fall for Shane Van Ness. 17-1. Time of the technical fall will be 4 minutes and 59 seconds. He gets the tech fall with 1 second left in period 2. The Nittany Lions lead this dual meet 18-0. We're back in 60 seconds. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
Ah, the soothing warmth of a crackling fire. There's nothing like it to keep you warm. Don't spend hours cutting, splitting, and stacking firewood yourself. Let Metzler Forest Products do it all for you. They sell assorted firewood in 13, 16, and 20-inch sizes, plus kiln-dried and chunk wood, too. And Metzler Forest Products firewood is seasoned and free of bugs and pests. Call them today and arrange a pickup, or have a load delivered right to your home. 717-667-2924, or online at MetzlerForestProducts.com.
Do you know that 3 out of every 10 home fires caused by heating equipment start in a faulty fireplace or chimney? Don't wait for a disaster to happen. Let Triangle Heating and Cooling inspect your home's chimney today for just $39. Then if your chimney needs a liner replacement, installation, or is in need of masonry work, they'll make it safe again. And you get 58 months special financing. Call and schedule your appointment today. This offer ends December 31st.
Triangle Heating and Cooling for all your comfort needs.
This is Bigfoot Country Legends.
Folks, if you are a Penn State wrestling fan, now is the time to join the Penn State Wrestling Club. The Wrestling Club is the premier collegiate wrestling booster club in the country. We would invite and encourage you to join or renew your membership online. You can connect with nearly 3,600 other Penn State wrestling fans. No reason that number shouldn't be up over 4,000. You can join online at PennStateWrestlingClub.org. That's PennStateWrestlingClub.org. The club is also sponsoring bus trips to the Big Ten and NCAA championships. Details are available at PennStateWrestlingClub.org. There will also be shuttle buses and 2 socials at the NCAA championships in Tulsa. Details are available at PennStateWrestlingClub.org. That's PennStateWrestlingClub.org. So we go to 157 pounds underway here between Penn State's Levi Haynes, now ranked 8th in the country as a true freshman from Hartsville, Pennsylvania, and Biglerville High School, 17-1 on the season. He's reeled off 16 straight wins. He comes in through the legs and now finishes off the takedown against Trevor Elfin of Clarion. Elfin, a 6th-year senior from Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Father Judge High School, 6-16 on the season is Elfin. He wrestled at the 2018 EIWA Championships. That was his only postseason appearance collegiately. Won 10-4 last season before suffering a season-ending injury. He transferred to Clarion from Drexel after his first 2 seasons, including that 2018 campaign when he wrestled in the EIWAs. He was a 2017 PIAA state qualifier for Father Judge, 2-time district champ in high school. He's out here for the escape, and Trevor Elfin pulls to within 2-1 against the sensational freshman for Penn State, Levi Haynes. Haynes, a perfect 10-0 in duels. He gets in on a body lock here, and he will take Elfin down for 2 more, and it is a 4-1 lead for Haynes of Penn State. Haynes, a PIAA state champion and 3-time finalist, did not compete his senior year in high school, electing to train and did compete in a couple of collegiate opens, winning both the Edinburgh Open and Franklin Marshall Open a season ago. He gives up the escape here, and it's a 4-2 lead for Haynes, who has 1:02 in riding time advantage. We have a minute left in the opening period here at 1:57. Penn State leading the dual meet 18-0 over their one-time Eastern Wrestling League rival from Clarion. Penn State now in the Big Ten, Clarion now in the MAC. In on the legs again is Haynes, and he gets the takedown, nearly took Elfin to his back. Now he steps through the legs here, has that Turk in, and he's going to try to crank him over here. Haynes leading 6-2, and he comes under the chin here. Still has the Turk in. Now he picks up on the ankle, and he's got Elfin in some trouble here with 20 seconds to work with. He'll get at least 4 near fall points, but he wants to see if he can work into the fall here. 15 seconds to work with now. Applying a little more pressure is Haynes. Elfin, though, has that right shoulder up off the mat and just needs to keep it there for 5 more seconds, and he will do that. So we will go to the second period here at 1:57. It is a 10-2 lead for Levi Haynes. Same lead that Shane Van Ness took at the end of the first period. No, Van Ness was actually up 11-1. So we begin the second period in the neutral position. Elfin with the choice. Haynes quickly gets another takedown here. Just snapped him and it's behind. Now he works out on the right side. He's looking for that near side cradle here as he buries his head into the rib cage here on the right side. Now he gives up on that. He's going to go ahead and push Elfin away for the escape here. And they'll come back to the center with Levi Haynes leading 12-2. 1:35 remaining in the second period here at 1:57. Haynes trying to work in on the elbows here. Now Elfin tries to shoot in on the legs of Haynes. Haynes snapping down hard on the head. Works back in on a head inside single on the left knee. Pulls in, gets behind, and gets the takedown. And the lead is now 14-3 for Levi Haynes. Haynes now coming up under the left arm. He's got that arm caught. He's going to pick up on the head here and power his way over. And he is going to take Elfin to his back here with under a minute remaining in the second period. Here goes Haynes trying to apply a little more pressure to that left shoulder. The left shoulder at the moment is off the mat. We will get 4 near fall points. If nothing else, this will end as either a technical fall or a fall for Levi Haynes now. He wants to get the pin, and now rolling through here is Elfin, and he does get out. So we'll get the 4 near fall points and an 18-3 technical fall for Levi Haynes. Time of the tech fall for Levi Haynes is 4:25. 4:25, the time of the tech fall for Levi Haynes. So we hit the midway point of today's dual meet, the regular season finale for Penn State and Clarion. It is the Nittany Lions with a 23-0 lead. We are back in 2 minutes. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
Life is filled with uncertainties. Your career, your health, your family situation, they're all subject to change. So how can you plan for your future when you don't know what it will hold? The Dalton Group, financial advisors at Morgan Stanley, can help. They will work with you to create a wealth plan and to help you manage your investments through all the changes. And the great thing is, they're right here in State College. To make an appointment with the Dalton Group at Morgan Stanley, call 814-861-1733. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
Wendy's 2 for $6 lets you mix and match some of our best items, like Dave Single with a 10-piece crispy nugs, medium strawberry lemonade with a spicy chicken sandwich, spicy chicken with a Dave Single with a strawberry lemonade, if you're into that. Chicken Sam, crispy nugs, strawberry lemonade, Dave's, nugs, Sam. Phew! Pick what you want at a price you want. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6. For a limited time, price and participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's. On the card only. Single item at regular price.
Parenting comes with a lot of questions. At Bye Bye Baby, we're here to help you prep for everything you expected and everything you didn't. Pop by your local store for brands you trust and expert advice. And because we can't wait to meet you, we're giving you extra savings. Text BABY to 42229 for $20 off your in-store purchase of $100 or more. Again, text BABY to 42229 for $20 off. Bye Bye Baby. Welcome to parenthood.
Honor Penn State Athletics military veterans with the opening of the new exhibit, I Am a Penn Stater, Nittany Lions in World War II at the Penn State All Sports Museum. I Am a Penn Stater chronicles the contributions these athletes made during the conflict, from their training to fighting on battlefields to their post-war occupations. Check out their letters, photographs, diaries, and artifacts today at the Penn State All Sports Museum, located at the southwest corner of Beaver Stadium. Go to psusports.com/museum or call 865-0044. This is Bigfoot Country Legends. Bigfoot.
We welcome you back once again to Rec Hall. We have hit the midway point of the season finale in dual meets for Penn State, and the Nittany Lions lead at 23-0 over the visitors from Clarion. We started the dual meet at 1:25. Gary Steen with a late second period takedown and a late third period takedown defeated Joey Fisher 5-1 to give the Nittany Lions the 3-0 lead. Roman Bravo Young made his final Rec Hall appearance in a Penn State singlet, a memorable one, as Bravo Young gets the pin in 4 minutes and 30 seconds over Mason Prinky, and the Nittany Lions lead was 9-0. At 1:41, Bo Bartlett gets a third period takedown and ride out to pick up the 12-4 major decision over Seth Coletto, and that made it 13-0 Nittany Lions. Bartlett racking up 5 takedowns and 1:55 in riding time advantage en route to the victory. At 1:49, Shane Van Ness picking up the first of back-to-back technical falls for the Nittany Lions. Van Ness, a 17-1 technical fall over Kyle Schickel in 4 minutes and 59 seconds. That was followed up by an 18-3 technical fall in 4 minutes 25 seconds for true freshman Levi Haynes over Trevor Elfin. So again, at the midway point, Penn State with a 23-0 lead in the dual meet. Penn State also has a 21-0 advantage in takedowns through the first 5 bouts here this afternoon. Nittany Lions closing in on a 44th consecutive dual meet victory. Penn State looking to go 110-2 in its last 112 dual meets with a win here today. And of course, the Nittany Lions are looking to close out a 7th undefeated season in the last 8 years. And the numbers just continue to be staggering that this program puts up. This, with a win today, would be the 990th victory in the 115 seasons of Penn State wrestling. The Nittany Lions next season could join the only 5 schools with 1,000 or more wins at the Division I level: Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Oregon State, Iowa, and Minnesota. Only Division III Springfield College joins that group of 5 Division I schools as 1,000 dual meet victory owners in college wrestling at any level. Penn State also looking for a 45th straight win here at Rec Hall. Nittany Lions have not lost here in their normal home venue since the 17-16 setback to Minnesota back on January 25th of 2015. And today marks the 66th consecutive sellout here at Rec Hall. Penn State also riding a 53-match win streak at home overall. That includes dual meets both here at Rec Hall and at the Bryce Jordan Center. Looking at some of the other college wrestling action over the last few days. On Wednesday, Missouri got a big 23-12 win over Iowa State, although David Carr won the showdown over Keegan O'Toole in that one. Gardner-Webb also beat Duke 30-10. On Thursday night, it was Lock Haven picking up a 29-9 win over Edinburgh. Oklahoma State defeated Oklahoma 26-12, and Arizona State shut out Cal State Bakersfield 42-0. On Friday night, it was West Virginia beating Clarion 24-18. Michigan State topped Central Michigan 20-13. Maryland down to Binghamton 19-12. It was North Carolina State over North Carolina 28-6. Virginia Tech beat Virginia 33-3. Binghamton was a 1913 winner over American University. Ryder defeated George Mason 27-9. Chattanooga beat Bellarmine 32-9. It was Edinburgh over Bloomsburg 23-18. Harvard topped Brown 32-10. Princeton over Bucknell 22-12. And Cal Poly topped Stanford 18-15. On Saturday, yesterday, it was Ohio State over Cornell 22-14 in a showdown of top 10 teams. Wisconsin beat Northern Iowa also 23-17. It was Pitt over Duke 43-3. Ryder defeated Cleveland State 25-9. Cleveland State also lost to Drexel 27-15. Hofstra beat Cal Baptist 21-15. Gardner-Webb defeated Davidson 34-4. It was the Citadel holding off VMI 20-12. VMI, though, bounced back with a 38-3 win over Queens. Buffalo defeated Ohio University 22-17, and LIU was a 32-9 winner over Sacred Heart. Good win for Long Island yesterday. We're back with the second half of today's dual meet. It'll be Alex Facundo for Penn State at 165 against Cam Pine of Clarion. The Nittany Lions lead the Golden Eagles 23-0. We're back in 2 minutes. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
The soothing warmth of a crackling fire. There's nothing like it to keep you warm. Don't spend hours cutting, splitting, and stacking firewood yourself. Let Metzler Forest Products do it all for you. They sell assorted firewood in 13, 16, and 20-inch sizes, plus kiln-dried and chunk wood, too. And Metzler Forest Products firewood is seasoned and free of bugs and pests. Call them today and arrange a pickup, or have a load delivered right to your home. 717-667-2924, or online at MetzlerForestProducts.com.
Did you know that 3 out of every 10 home fires caused by heating equipment start in a faulty fireplace or chimney? Don't wait for a disaster to happen. Let Triangle Heating and Cooling inspect your home's chimney today for just $39. Then, if your chimney needs a liner replacement, installation, or is in need of masonry work, they'll make it safe again. And you get 58 months special financing. Call and schedule your appointment today. This offer ends December 31st.
Triangle Heating and Cooling for all your comfort needs.
Honor Penn State Athletics military veterans with the opening of the new exhibit, I Am a Penn Stater, Nittany Lions in World War II at the Penn State All Sports Museum. I Am a Penn Stater chronicles the contributions these athletes made during the conflict, from their training to fighting on battlefields to their post-war occupations. Check out their letters, photographs, diaries, and artifacts today at the Penn State All Sports Museum, located at the southwest corner of Beaver Stadium. Go to psusports.com/museum or call 865-0044.
This is Bigfoot Country Legends.
Life is filled with uncertainties. Your career, your health, your family situation, they're all subject to change. So how can you plan for your future when you don't know what it will hold? The Dalton Group, financial advisors at Morgan Stanley, can help. They will work with you to create a wealth plan and to help you manage your investments through all the changes. And the great thing is, they're right here in State College. To make an appointment with the Dalton Group at Morgan Stanley, call 814-861-1733. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
The soothing warmth of a crackling fire. There's nothing like it.
This is Bigfoot Country Legends.
We welcome you back once again to Rec Hall. The Nittany Lions lead, visiting Clarion 23-0 as we head to 165 pounds. Other action in the Big Ten today, a big one at Iowa as the Hawkeyes take on Oklahoma State in a long-time rivalry showdown to end their dual seasons. Also this afternoon, Nebraska is hosting Arizona State. That one will be getting underway in just about 10 minutes here. Also, Maryland is at Columbia and Indiana is at Chattanooga, while Michigan is hosting Central Michigan. Some other action in college wrestling today includes Lock Haven hosting West Virginia, Penn entertaining American University, and the rivalry in all of collegiate sports, Navy is at Army West Point here this afternoon. Other action includes Oregon State at Cal Poly, Air Force at Northern Colorado, and South Dakota State at North Dakota State here this afternoon. Get underway here at 165. It's Alex Facundo and Cam Pine circling to the right for the opening whistle. Pine looking for maybe a headlock there, but he misses. And now in on a nice single leg is Facundo. He's got that left leg, now picking it up. Pine with a sleeve over that right knee. Looks like a brace underneath the sleeve, and Facundo pulls him in and gets the other ankle for the takedown. He secures the low double leg for a 2-0 lead. Cam Pine is up and out for the escape. It's a 2-1 lead for Alex Facundo, ranked 9th in the country for Penn State here at 165. Pine 21-6 on the season, 5th-year junior out of Ranson, West Virginia, and Washington High School, where he was a 2-time West Virginia State champ. Long, lanky 65 or 57-pounder here, and he comes in under the arms and throws Facundo. Facundo rolls through to his chest, and the takedown for Pine gives him a 3-2 lead. Yeah, Pine's really rangy here for a 65-pounder. And Pine drapes in on the left side. Pine does hike up, and as they hit the mat, Facundo rolls out of there. Nicely timed roll by Facundo to tie the bout at 3. 125 remaining in the opening period. Pine 61-33 in his collegiate career, went 22-7 last season before suffering a season-ending injury. Transferred into Clarion from Campbell University before last season. Again, now a 5th-year junior for Clarion, 21-6 on the season with 5 pins, so he is dangerous. Facundo 15-2 on the season as a redshirt freshman for the Nittany Lions out of Essexville, Michigan, and Davison High School, where he was a 4-time Michigan State champion. As Facundo drops in here on the right leg, a nice high crotch shot here by Facundo, clamping down on the head now and trying to lock up under the arm of Facundo is Pine. Pine now gets that leg lifted high in the air by Facundo, and Facundo is able to trip him to the mat and get the takedown here on the right side. It's a 5-3 lead for Alex Facundo as Pine tries to circle out of there. Facundo maintains control as they go off the right edge. Facundo with that taped right knee as they come back to the center with 17 seconds left in the opening period. Facundo now up 5-3 as he sets up on the right elbow. Here comes Pine to his feet. Pine trying to peel out of there, gets the escape, and it's a 5-4 lead for Alex Facundo with now 5 seconds left here in the opening period. A lot of action in the opening 3 minutes. 5-4 Facundo with the lead. And it'll be Pine with the choice to start the second. He'll defer his option to the third. And Alex Facundo will take bottom to begin period 2. And Pine getting the first takedown of the afternoon for Clarion in that opening period, but now trailing 5-4 as Facundo battles to his feet. Facundo peels out of there for the escape, and Facundo now leads at 6-4. Facundo getting low, trying to drop in on the legs. Tapping at the head here is Pine. Facundo snaps down on the head. Facundo trying to circle in. Now Pine gets in with double underhooks again here. And Facundo trying to clamp down on the elbows here. Shoots in with a beautiful duck under into a high crouch takedown. Wow, was that a nice move by Facundo. Perfectly timed. 8-4, Facundo with the lead, and he cuts Pine loose for the escape to make it 8-5. Facundo in on the ankles, drives through and gets the takedown as he gets in behind here. And Alex Facundo leads at 10-5. Here comes Pine to his feet as we go under a minute remaining in the second. 10-6 now, the lead for Facundo. Facundo hand fighting here with Pine, now pulling it on the head. Pine still tying up here on the fingers of Facundo. Facundo now getting the hand free, trying to shoot in. Pine now sprawls back. Facundo still reaching out. Pine now trying to pull in on the head of Facundo. Facundo working from his knees, tying up here on the elbows of Pine. Pine trying a cement mixer, and he falls off of it, and Facundo just stayed real steady there and gets in behind for a counter takedown. It's a 12-6 lead. Comes Pine to his feet, and Pine rolls through, comes up with the right leg of Facundo. Facundo gets the leg free and gives up just the escape at the right edge of the mat. It's 12-7. Facundo with the lead. 3 seconds left as the two wrestlers tie up. We'll head to the third period. Alex Facundo with a 12-7 lead. Facundo with 22 seconds of riding time advantage posted as we begin the third period, with Pine choosing the bottom position. Penn State with a 23-0 lead in the dual meet. Meaning a win here by Facundo, even by decision, will secure an undefeated dual meet season for the Nittany Lions. Here comes Pine to his feet. Turns, takes the escape, and the lead is 12-8 for Facundo. Alex Facundo of Penn State tapping at the head, circling to his right. Pine staying pretty good position right in the middle, elbows in. Both wrestlers tie up for a moment. And they exchange head slaps here. Facundo trying to pull back in, reaches down, grabs the ankle, reaches across, gets the other one, and secures the takedown. Alex Facundo leads at 14-8. Facundo now down on the legs, and we'll get a stalemate with 1:15 remaining in the third period. Keith Ferraro, I think, properly questioning the call there. Yeah, that was not a stalemate. Facundo was down on the legs. They'll give the escape here to Pine, and we'll start neutral. 14-9, the lead for Facundo. The Clarion coaches, I think, rightfully upset with that last call. Nick DeLoya also up off the bench questioning the call by Ray Santiago, our head official today. 55 seconds left here in the third as Facundo circles to his right, pulling in now on the head, tries to drop in on the legs. Now Pine tying up on the head of Facundo. They'll break apart. Facundo working back in here. Good collar tie in on the left side of Pine by Facundo. Again, they break apart. Pine trying to reach in. Facundo drops in. Gets in on a high crotch, trying to pull in here on that left leg. Does. He gets the left knee up in the air. He'll try to step through here, and he does. Pop behind Pine for the takedown. Alex Facundo leads at 16-9. 14.4 seconds left in the third as they go off the upper left edge. So he needs a ride out here. Well, actually, no. Even with the ride out, he will not. He's now recognizing that. He'll give the escape. Will start neutral. He's got 14 seconds to get the takedown for a major. Facundo pointing in on the head. Hand fighting here by Pine. Facundo trying to line up a shot with 5 seconds left. They shoot simultaneously. Pine is in on the left leg of Facundo, and Alex Facundo will win it by decision. 16-10 over Cam Pine. The Nittany Lions will complete an undefeated dual meet season. The Nittany Lions lead at 26-0. And even with the inconceivable scenario of 4 straight pins to end the dual meet for Clarion, it would not be enough. So the Nittany Lions are assured of a 16-0 dual meet campaign, and Penn State will in fact complete its 7th undefeated season in the last 8 years. As we go to 174 pounds, and Carter Starace, the 2-time national champion for Penn State, a redshirt junior from Erie, Pennsylvania, ranked number 1 in the country out of Erie Cathedral Prep High School. Starace is 15-0, a career mark of 52-2. John Worthing is 17-7 as a 4th-year sophomore out of Oswego, New York, and Tioga High School, where Worthing was a 2-time New York State place winner. Worthing again 17-7 on the season, 59-28 in his career. Worthing does have 7 pins on the season among his 17 victories. He's been one of the more consistent wrestlers for Clarion. But he's up against it here against Carter Starace, who is 35-1 in dual meets.
in his Penn State career. Two wrestlers off the whistle, tying up, circling in. Starace reaching out for a leg. Now pointing on the head of Starace is Worthing as they work right in the center of the mat. Worthing point in here on the head of Starace. We'll get a stalemate. 20 seconds into the opening period. No score here at 174. Starace pulling in on the head. Trying to come up under that right arm for a moment. Now he pushes down on the head. Continuing to work, trying to circle in behind Worthing. Does get out on the right side here with his hips and settles in behind for the takedown. Worthing in a seated position, trying to work his way out. Starace maintaining control as he comes out now on the right side with his hips, chops at that right arm, tight waist in on the left side. Starace now bars up the right elbow and is going to try to run the arm bar here, and fighting him off is Worthing. Now getting the arm free, and Worthing gets to his feet. Starace will go ahead and give him the escape. It's a 2-1 lead for Carter Starace. 1:40 left to wrestle in the opening period. Starace riding a 43-bout win streak into this matchup with Worthing. Again, he works his way out on the right side, picks up on the right ankle, steps in behind Worthing, and gets his second takedown of the opening period. And they'll go ahead and push Worthing away for the escape. It's a 4-2 lead for Carter Starace. Starace back in on the legs. A nice double leg. He pops up behind and gets his 80th takedown of the season and his third of the opening period here against Worthing. Worthing with the escape. It's a 6-2, make it 6-3 lead for Starace. Starace back in on the left ankle, and now nearly took Worthing to his back. Steps in through the legs here with that Turk again, and now he'll come under the chin, and Starace takes Worthing over toward his back, and he's going to try to readjust here as he picks up on the toes of Worthing on that left shoe, and he's got Worthing in some trouble here on the right side of the mat, trying to tighten up here as he traps that arm for a moment. Now clamps down hard on the head, trying to settle in on the left shoulder. Rolling through here is Worthing. Starace readjusts his position, tries to pick up on the head with his leg, and we'll get 4 near fall points here for Starace. The lead is 10-3. Starace still working here as he takes Worthing back over. And the Clarion coaches are saying, listen, this is the same position. There was no change here, and this shouldn't be additional near fall points as they go off the right edge. But they do give the 2 additional near fall points. So it is a 12-3 lead for Carter Starace as they head back to the center with 4 seconds left in the opening period. Starace setting up on the left elbow. Period ends with Starace on top. 127 in riding time advantage for the top-ranked wrestler in the country. He leads at 12-3. Starace will have the choice to start the second after Worthing defers his option. Starace will take bottom. Looking to add to a 12-3 lead. Again, 127 in riding time advantage for Starace. Worthing set up on the left elbow over to the right side with his hips here and up under the arms. Here comes Starace to his feet. Can't quite kick out of there. Worthing still up under the arms, draped out on the left side. Here comes Starace to his feet and just walks out of there for the escape. The lead is 13-3. 135 remaining in period 2 here at 174. Starace pulls in on the head, tries to circle in, now readjusting, comes in with an underhook here on the left side, now pulling in on the head again, looking front headlock position out on the right side of Worthing. Worthing pops the head out of there. 1:15 remaining. Starace in on a head outside single. Trying to drive up and through the legs here. Now walking through the legs of Starace is Worthing. Starace coming out here on the left side of Worthing. And again, he steps through the legs here. He's going to take his time, and he's got Worthing in some trouble, even though no takedown yet. Worthing still scrambling, trying to fight off this takedown attempt as he's locked through the legs of Starace. Starace trying to come back up through the knee here, and we'll get a stalemate with 42 seconds left in the second period. 13-3, Starace with the lead here at 174. Penn State will win the dual meet finale here over Clarion, leading 26-0 as we wrestle a 7th of 10 bouts here. And dropping in on a nice double leg is Starace. He gets the takedown, and again he's going to try to step through the legs here and take Worthing over, and he does, and he has Worthing in trouble again, fighting off of his back here in the center of the mat with 18 seconds left, and he tries to go chest to chest here. He tightens up. Starace working for it here. No pin yet. Still now bridging is Worthing. And he's got his left shoulder up off the mat. Does Worthing at the moment. Starace can't complete the fall, but he does get 4 near fall points to end the period and end the bout. It'll be a 19-3 technical fall in 5 minutes for Carter Starace. And the Nittany Lions lead this dual meet 31-0. We are back in 60 seconds. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
Ah, the soothing warmth of a crackling fire. There's nothing like it to keep you warm. Don't spend hours cutting, splitting, and stacking firewood yourself. Let Metzler Forest Products do it all for you. They sell assorted firewood in 13, 16, and 20-inch sizes, plus kiln-dried and chunk wood, too. And Metzler Forest Products firewood is seasoned and free of bugs and pests. Call them today and arrange a pickup, or have a load delivered right to your home. 717-667-2924, or online at MetzlerForestProducts.com.
Did you know that 3 out of every 10 home fires caused by heating equipment start in a faulty fireplace or chimney? Don't wait for a disaster to happen. Let Triangle Heating and Cooling inspect your home's chimney today for just $39. Then, if your chimney needs a liner replacement, installation, or is in need of masonry work, they'll make it safe again. And you get 58 months special financing. Call and schedule your appointment today. This offer ends December 31st.
Triangle Heating and Cooling for all your comfort needs.
This is Bigfoot Country Legends.
Penn State leads this dual meet 31-0 as we head to 184 pounds. And folks, we again remind you that if you have not joined the Penn State Wrestling Club yet, do yourself a favor and join. The Penn State Wrestling Club is the premier collegiate wrestling booster club in the nation. We would invite and encourage you to join or renew your membership online. You can connect with nearly 3,600 other Penn State wrestling fans. No reason we can't get that number to over 4,000 here by the end of this postseason. You can join online at PennStateWrestlingClub.org. The wrestling club is also sponsoring bus trips to the Big Ten and NCAA Wrestling Championships. Details are available at PennStateWrestlingClub.org. There will also be shuttle buses and 2 socials at this year's NCAA Championships in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can get details and register at PennStateWrestlingClub.org. That's PennStateWrestlingClub.org. So we go to 184 pounds. Aaron Brooks taking the day off, and Donovan Ball, the only 184-pounder to weigh in for Penn State. Recognized as a senior today, although he's technically a 4th-year junior, does have another year of eligibility if he wants it next season. He's 11-3 on the year out of New Cumberland, Pennsylvania. 22-7 in his career. Has 2 major decisions and 9 decisions this season. 6 major decisions in his collegiate career. Only 3 losses, all coming against ranked opponents this season. And he has won 6 of his last 7. Father played rugby at California University of Pennsylvania. We'll help to walk him out here today. Paul was a PIAA state runner-up for Cedar Cliff. His senior season also took 5th as a junior. Went 123-38.
in his high school career. Again, 11-3 on the season, 22-7 in his Penn State career. Is Will Feldkamp, the lone ranked wrestler in the Clarion lineup, 6th-year senior from Pinckney, Michigan, and Dexter High School. 19-4 on the season is the 21st ranked Feldkamp. Career mark of 68-26 for Will Feldkamp. Transferred to Clarion before last season and was an NCAA qualifier at 197 as the Mid-American Conference runner-up a year ago. Went 1-2 at the NCAA tournament, pinning Chattanooga's Matthew Waddle in the pigtail round. Wrestled his first 4 seasons at Northern Illinois as we got a stall warning against ball as they go off the right edge of the mat with no score here at 184. Feldkamp was a 2-time Michigan State place winner, runner-up his senior year and 4th as a junior. Two wrestlers tying up here in the center of the mat. Last season, Max Dean beat Feldkamp at 197, 16-1 by technical fall as Feldkamp throws Donovan Ball here to his back, and he's got Ball fighting off of his back here near the center. And he will get the pin with the hip toss here, 1 minute and 20 seconds into the opening period. So Feldkamp picks up the fall in 1 minute 20 seconds, and Clarion will not get shut out here today by Penn State. It is a 31-6 lead for the Nittany Lions as we head to 197. Now Donovan Ball's disappointed, but just got caught. Feldkamp is a really good wrestler and a dangerous one. That is the 10th pin of the season for Will Feldkamp of Clarion. So it stops the bout win streak on the day at 7 for Penn State as we go to 197 with the Nittany Lions leading 31-6. Here at 197, Penn State's third-ranked Max Dean, 17-2 on the season as a 6th-year senior from Lowell, Michigan. Career mark of 97 wins and 15 losses. So he should hit the 100-win mark at the Big Ten Championships in Ann Arbor in 2 weeks. Dean taking on Ty Bagoli. Bagoli is a 6th-year senior as well out of Reading, Pennsylvania, and Exeter Township High School. 20-6 on the season is Bagoli, who wrestled at heavyweight each of the 3 previous seasons before this year. Took 3rd at the Mid-American Conference tournament last year at heavyweight, also was 8th 2 years ago, was an at-large NCAA qualifier in 2020. The goalie was a 4th place finisher in 2017 at the PIAA State Championships for Exeter Township. Went 154-47 in his high school career as Dean gets in on the legs and now slips in behind Bagoli. Now picks up on that right leg. Still working out of the right side. Now Bagoli squares up with Dean. Dean still working and pulling in on the head here of Bagoli. Bagoli now tying up on the right elbow of Dean. Dean still working here at the left edge of the mat as we go under 2 minutes remaining in the opening period here at 197. Penn State leading the dual meet 31-6. Max Dean, 2-time Michigan State champion for Lowell High School. And he backs in on the legs and gets in behind, and this time does finish off the takedown. It's a 2-0 lead for Penn State's Max Dean. Dean reaching across for that far ankle. Now figure 4 is the left thigh here of Bagoli. Bagoli trying to work his way back in on Dean with 1:15 remaining in the opening period. Trying to come up under the chin here is Dean with 1 minute left to wrestle in the opening period here at 197. Dean's only 2 losses this season to second-ranked Michael Beard of Lehigh, his former Penn State teammate, 11-9, and now 6th-ranked Ethan Laird of Ryder, 3-1 and sudden victory. Both those losses coming on the same weekend in December. Since then, Max Dean has really picked things up and looked really sharp here over the last month or so. Working with a tight waist in on the right side. Working to break Bagoli down. Bagoli still working from his base with 20 seconds left. Dean is up to 1:15 and counting in riding time advantage. We get a stalemate call with 18 seconds left here in the opening period at 197. Of course, Max Dean transferred to Penn State from Cornell before last season. Was a 2-time All-American at Cornell before winning it all at Penn State last season here at 197. He'll ride out the final few seconds now of the opening period, and we will go to the second. Max Dean with a 2-0 lead. Dean has 1:35 in riding time advantage. Dean will choose bottom to start the second period. Dean with a 30-5 advantage in takedowns over his opponents so far this season. Working to get up here, does get to his feet and peels out of there for the escape. Max Dean now leads at 3-0 as the two wrestlers tie up ear to ear near the center of the mat. 15 seconds into period 2. Dean trying to lower his level here as he works back in. Bagoli taking a couple of steps back. Dean pulls in on the elbows, drops in on the leg, and then just swings behind for the takedown. It's a 5-0 lead for Dean. Here comes Bagoli. He'll get his first point on the board as he turns in for the escape. 5-1 the lead for Dean, who continues to work here on the head of Bagoli. Working his way back in, trying to drop in on the legs. Bagoli backs out of there. 1:05 left to wrestle here in period 2. Dean shoots in again, and we get a stall warning issued against Bagoli. Two wrestlers tying up with 55 seconds left here in period 2. Dean in on the right leg, and he'll reach across, trying to grab the far leg and finish off this takedown, and he does with 42 seconds left in the period. 7-1 the lead for Max Dean. Riding time advantage up to 1:45 and counting for Dean. We have 30 seconds left here in period 2. Max Dean looking to finish off his Penn State career with a 41-3 record in a Penn State singlet. Again, looking for his 98th win overall in his collegiate career here today.
10 seconds.
And he will close out of the dual meet portion of his Penn State career with a win here today of 41-3 at Penn State. Has never lost in front of the Penn State fans. 12-0 at home, including a 9-0 mark here at Rec Hall, heading into this bout with Ty Bagoli. We go to the third period. Bagoli trailing Dean 7-1, and Bagoli chooses neutral. Dean trying to fight off a leg attack here by Bagoli, and Dean pretty good position here to fight it off, but now Bagoli is going to come up through the legs. Still has the right ankle of Dean. Dean does a little roll, and Bagoli settles in nicely out on the right side and gets the third takedown of the dual meet for Clarion and cuts the deficit to 7-3. Dean to his feet, trying to turn in here. Bagoli with legs in on the left side. Dean still working to try to get out, but Bagoli has legs in on that left side and brings Dean back to the mat. Dean now working from his knees. Gets back to his feet, and Bagoli drives him off the far side. 1:17 left in the third period. Dean leads at 7-3, has 1:54 in riding time advantage, but Bagoli can eat into that some more as he'll set up in the freestyle position and push Dean away for the escape. And it is now an 8-3 lead for Max Dean. Dean pulling in here on the head of Bagoli. Tapping at the head, Bagoli.
1 minute, let's go get one.
And Dean now go ear to ear. Bagoli circling slightly to his left as Dean tries to drive back in here. We have 45 seconds left to wrestle in the third. Dean needs a takedown and ride out to secure the major decision. Bagoli is in low on the legs and again comes up with the right leg this time of Dean. Dean on his right side trying to come up over the back of Bagoli. Bagoli now hanging on to the ankles of Dean. Dean sitting in on the shoulders here of Bagoli. And they're continuing to work here near the center of the mat. Bagoli now readjusts, trying to come around behind Dean. And he does. He gets another takedown here on Dean, his second of the period. And he pulls to within 8-5. Dean has the riding time point assured. Bagoli will ride out the final few seconds. It'll be a 9-5 decision for Max Dean here at 197. So Dean wins it by decision, 9-5. And the Nittany Lions lead this dual meet 34-6 as we go to heavyweight. We're back in 60 seconds with Greg Kirkfleet and Austin Chapman to close out the dual season for Penn State. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
Honor Penn State athletics military veterans with the opening of the new exhibit, I Am a Penn Stater, Nittany Lions in World War II at the Penn State All Sports Museum. I Am a Penn Stater chronicles the contributions these athletes made during the conflict, from their training to fighting on battlefields to their post-war occupations. Check out their letters, photographs, diaries, and artifacts today at the Penn State All Sports Museum, located at the southwest corner of Beaver Stadium. Go to psusports.com/museum or call 865-0044.
This is Bigfoot Country Legends. Bigfoot.
The soothing warmth of a crackling fire. There's nothing like it to keep you warm. Don't spend hours cutting, splitting, and stacking firewood yourself. Let Metzel Forest Products do it all for you. They sell assorted firewood in 13, 16, and 20-inch sizes, plus kiln-dried and chunk wood, too. And Metzel Forest Products firewood is seasoned and free of bugs and pests. Call them today and arrange a pickup, or have a load delivered right to your home. 717-667-2924.
Short undefeated dual meet season. They're 7th in the last 8 seasons. Penn State leading Clarion 34-6 as we head to the final bout of the afternoon for the Nittany Lions. It is second-ranked Greg Kirkfleet, 12-1 on the season as a redshirt junior out of Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota, and Simley High School, taking on Austin Chapman, a third-year sophomore from Bell, West Virginia, and Riverside High School. Chapman is 9-12 on the season. He actually backed up Ty Bagoli at heavyweight last season, but Bagoli making the drop to 197 this year. And so Chapman, who went 11-6 last season as a backup, is 9-12 as the starter here this season. Career mark of 23-22 for Chapman. Greg Kirkfleet is 44-8 in his collegiate career as Kirkfleet comes to the center of the mat. Kirkfleet weighing 253.2 pounds at weigh-ins at 12 noon today. Austin Chapman tipped the scales at 258.6, so a slight 5-pound advantage for Chapman. Kirkfleet quickly tried to throw Chapman and just gets in behind for the takedown. It's a 2-0 lead for Greg Kirkfleet as he goes to work here out on the right side. Chapman, two-time All-State in football for Riverside High School, as well as a West Virginia State champion his senior year out of Bell, West Virginia. Greg Kirkfleet, two-time All-American, took 4th last season, was 7th 2 years ago, took 3rd at the Big Ten tournament last year, and was 4th 2 years ago. This season, 12-1. Only loss, that 3-1 setback to now top-ranked Mason Paris of Michigan in the dual meet at the Jordan Center. Kirkfleet with a forfeit, a pin, 7 technical falls, 2
2 major decisions, 1 decision, and 1 loss thus far on the season. He tried a little tilt there, but only got the 1 count, so it's still a 2-0 lead, although Kirkfleet is up to a minute 10 and counting, and riding time advantage with 1:45 left to wrestle in the opening period here at heavyweight. Kirkfleet has racked up an unbelievable 76-0 advantage in near fall points. Again, that is in 11 contested bouts. It did not end in pin. Again, there was a forfeit and a pin in there. So in 11 bouts, including a loss to Mason Paris, he has racked up 76 near fall points and not given up any. Escape here for Chapman makes it a 2-1 lead for Kirkfleet. 1:05 left to wrestle in the opening period. Kirkfleet also now with 27 takedowns on the season. He's yielded just 1. That was 2 Paris. He's outscored his opponents 147-12 in those 11 contested bouts as he gets his second takedown of the opening period. Meaning the bouts that have not ended in a pin, the average score for Kirkfleet has been 13.3 to 1.1. And again, that's with the 3-1 loss to Mason Paris factored in to that average. It's 5-1 against opponents that were ranked at the time of the meeting this season. Kirkfleet was a 4-time Minnesota State champion for Assembly. Leading here 4-1 with 20 seconds left. He's trying to power half on the right side of Chapman. We got a stall warning against Chapman underneath. Kirkfleet will just sit in on that lower back and try to continue to work for that power half. Putting some pressure in on that right side as the first period ends. So we'll go to the second. Kirkfleet leads at 4-1. 2:33 in riding time advantage. Hale Sanderson giving some instruction as Kirkfleet looks over at the Penn State corner before beginning the second period. Chapman will have the choice and looks over at the Clarion corner. And I think he deferred and Kirkfleet takes bottom. Kirkfleet up and out for the escape. It's a 5-1 lead for Greg Kirkfleet. 2:28 in riding time advantage. Chapman gets in on a hit inside single on the right leg, and Kirkfleet gets the leg free and circles behind on the right side for his third takedown of the afternoon. The lead is 7-1 for Greg Kirkfleet. Kirkfleet again trying to get that power half in on the right side. As this hips over on the left, still working here on Chapman. Chapman trying to keep those knees wide here underneath. He's bellied out with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the second period. Now Kirkfleet with a 1-on-1 on that right wrist. Trying to crank him over. 55 seconds left here in period 2. Rec Hall fans growing restless with what they perceive as a lack of movement by Austin Chapman underneath. And now Ray Santiago, the head official, agrees and hits Chapman with a stall warning. The point for Kirkfleet makes it 8-1. Kirkfleet still working out on the right side. Trying to pull in now on the head of Chapman. Looking for the far side cradle, and Chapman felt it coming and fought it off.
Face ref, come on.
Kirkfleet waiting for Chapman to make a move here before he decides what to do on top, and Chapman just staying now flat as he gives up a 2-on-1 here to Kirkfleet. Kirkfleet with 8 seconds left. Still working here to try to turn Chapman. Chapman fighting him off underneath as the second period ends. We'll go to the third. Kirkfleet leads at 8-1. 4:12 in riding time advantage for Kirkfleet. Chapman chooses neutral to start the third, so that point is a short. It's really a 9-1 lead here for Kirkfleet. Looking to cap off an undefeated season with another bout victory here for the Nittany Lions. He comes in, and a lateral drop here by Kirkfleet. He takes Chapman to his back. He gets the pin in 5:21.
Craig Kirkfleet closes out the dual meet season for Penn State with a pin. The Nittany Lions win the dual meet over Clarion 40-6. And Penn State finishes off a 16-0 dual campaign. We are back with the post-match show here from Rec Hall in 2 minutes. Cale Sanderson now tying Charlie Spidell as the winningest coaches in Penn State wrestling history, each with 191 wins here at Penn State. We're back in 2 minutes. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
Buy heating equipment, start in a faulty fireplace or chimney? Don't wait for a disaster to happen. Let Triangle Heating and Cooling inspect your home's chimney today for just $39. Then if your chimney needs a liner replacement, installation, or is in need of masonry work, they'll make it safe again. And you get 58 months special financing. Call and schedule your appointment today. This offer ends December 31st.
Triangle Heating and Cooling for all your comfort needs.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through March 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Life is filled with uncertainties. Your career, your health, your family situation, they're all subject to change. So how can you plan for your future when you don't know what it will hold? The Dalton Group, financial advisors at Morgan Stanley, can help. They will work with you to create a wealth plan and to help you manage your investments through all the changes. And the great thing is, they're right here in State College. To make an appointment with the Dalton Group at Morgan Stanley, call 814-861-1733. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC.
This is Bigfoot Country Legends.
Back here to Rec Hall, where the Nittany Lions have defeated Clarion 40-6, and Penn State completes its seventh undefeated season in the last 8 years. And Roman Bravo Young, the Rich Brownlee Award winner today, joins us Matt side. And Roman, first of all, congratulations on another terrific season, a great performance today. Take me through just kind of the emotions for you a little bit today, your final time in a Penn State singlet anyway here at Rec Hall.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Just looking forward at it too. There's only a couple more matches left in the Penn State singlet, and most importantly, I've just grown so much as a person, and yeah, it's kind of surreal. I was a little sad after that match in the back. After my cool down, I was like, damn, that was it. And yeah, all the ups and downs in the roller coaster, but super grateful. My grandpa got to come out here, and yeah, it's crazy, but I'm blessed. I'm grateful, and it's like anything in life, you got to move on.
Talk about the support of your family and the friends that watch you out today, Roman, and just how special that support group is for you. And I know it means a lot to them to see you have the success that you've had here, not just athletically, but academically at Penn State as well.
They're just happy and excited for me, and so I just come out here and put on a show for them just so they could have something to be proud of. But yeah, it's hard to describe how I feel right now, but I was just a kid from Arizona coming out here taking a risk, and look what we've done. But most importantly, the job's not done. I'm excited for Big Tens and NCAAs, but right now, yeah, just go hang out for a little bit, enjoy it, and then lock in the next 2 weeks.
Roman, talk about this year's team. I know each year is a little different. Obviously, there's different kids that are in and out of the lineup. Just talk about kind of your role on the team this year and what you've seen in terms of that growth and development, not just from you, but this entire team.
Yeah, I've been on a lot of good teams, and I think this is one of the best teams I've been on. And it's cool to see because, like, I'm on a team with Bo Nickel and these guys, and then now I'm in their position, and then you got, like, young guys like Facundo, Shane, Levi stepping up, and eventually in 4 years, believe it or not, they're going to be where I'm at. So it's just cool to see them grow. And, I think we have a unique team. Everyone's style is different. Everyone just has their own thing, and I just like to lead by example. So I go in there, do the right things, get my work in, and, everyone has their own way of leading, but I just lead by example. And, hopefully can stay with NLWC and just keep getting these guys better. But I think our team's a problem.
I think that's an understatement. Roman, talk a little bit about were you going in there with the idea of getting the pin today? You almost had it, 3 or 4 times there.
Yeah, I just wanted a pin. I didn't care how I got it. Hit some headlocks to do, tried to underhook, and I was just waiting. I just wanted a pin. I don't care what it was when I got it. I just needed I started my call with a pin, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I started my call with a pin, so I got to end with a pin, and so I just wanted a pin. I didn't care how I got it, so people don't know that I can throw a little bit, so I tried to hit a couple of feet to backs. But I was just looking for the pin the whole time. Obviously wrestling smart, but I just wanted a pin.
Can you talk about where if I don't know if you can pick out a couple of things where you've grown the most, but it has been so fun to watch you grow as a wrestler and a person and kind of embrace everything, the opportunities, I guess, that you've had.
Are you talking like mentally or wrestling?
Both.
So wrestling, I think I just, I'm not as, like freshman year, I used to kind of do these flashy moves and go against my joints and kind of scramble more. Now it's just like I'm more precise, my timing, I'm stronger, and just wrestle a lot smarter. If I need to win a match, I can figure out how to find a way to win a match, those big matches. And outside of wrestling, just mentally believing in myself. I'm not going to talk about the work because I know I put in the work, but I think it's just believing in myself, and not even belief, but just being grateful. Not only being grateful is like helping others, focusing on how I show up to other people, be what's missing, giving back. And I do so much for people that people who watch me or people who just watch these matches, they don't even see what I do, and I give back a lot. And I got people living with me, and just try to help out, but like stuff like that's not for everyone to see. So I just know that I'm doing the right things and helping out people, and as I'm thriving, I want the people around me to thrive too. So that's one thing that people don't see, that they don't need to see, but that's something I know, and that gives me confidence out there. I know that if I'm doing the right things, how could I lose? So even if I lose in a match, it don't define me. RBY out, baby.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Roman Bravo Young, the Ridge Riley Award winner today, and hard not to give it to Roman. He gets the pin in 4 minutes and 30 seconds here over Mason Prinky, and helps spark the Nittany Lions 40-6 win as Penn State closes out its 7th undefeated season in the last 8 years at 16-0. Penn State now 110-2 in its last 112 dual meets. And again, Cale Sanderson has now joined Charlie Spidell as the winningest coaches in Penn State wrestling history, both with 191 wins. Cale is 191, 16-2 in his 14 seasons now at Penn State. Spidell, in his 34 years as head coach of the Nittany Lions, went 191, 56, and 13. And we will be back with a final wrap here from Rec Hall and recap today's dual meet. Again, the Nittany Lions defeat the Golden Eagles of Clarion 40-6 in front of the sellout crowd yet again here at Rec Hall, today marking the 66th consecutive sellout here at Rec Hall. Penn State wins at 40-6. We're back with a final wrap from Rec Hall after this 2-minute timeout. This is the Penn State Sports Network.
Did you know that 3 out of every...
Your final score here today at Rec Hall, the Nittany Lions win it 40-6 over Clarion, and Penn State finishes the dual season at 16-0. And let's go ahead and recap the dual meet. We started at 125 pounds, where the Nittany Lions got off to a good start. Gary Steen with a takedown right at the end of the second period, and again at the end of the third period. And he picks up the 5-1 decision over Joey Fisher to give the Nittany Lions the early 3-0 lead. At 133 pounds, Penn State did get 6 more on the board. Roman Bravo Young, in his final appearance at Rec Hall, gets the pin in 4 minutes and 30 seconds over Mason Prinky as he opens and closes his Penn State career at Rec Hall with pins, and the Nittany Lions lead was 9-0. At 141 pounds, Bo Bartlett gets a couple of third-period takedowns, 155 in riding time advantage, and he wins a major decision, 12-4 over Seth Coleno, and that made it 13-0 Nittany Lions. At 149, Shane Van Ness rolling to a 17-1 technical fall in 4 minutes 59 seconds over Kyle Schickel to make it 18-0 Nittany Lions. Levi Haynes at 157 continues his fantastic freshman campaign, an 18-3 technical fall in 4 minutes 25 seconds over Trevor Elfin, and at the midway point, the Nittany Lions led the Golden Eagles 23-0. At 165, it was 9th-ranked Alex Facundo defeating Cam Pine 16-10. Pine did get a takedown in that opening period and kept it to just a decision. Again, 16-10, Facundo with the win to make it 26-0 Nittany Lions. At 174, Carter Srirachi rolls to a 19-3 technical fall in 5 minutes over John Worthing to make it 31-0 Penn State. And then at 184, the bright spot in the dual meet for Clarion as Will Feldkamp, ranked 21st in the country, takes Donovan Ball to his back and gets the pin in 1 minute 20 seconds, and that cut the Penn State lead to 31-6. Max Dean gave up a couple of third-period takedowns, but did get the 9-5 decision over Ty Baguli to make it 34-6 Penn State, and then Greg Kirkfleet at heavyweight closes things out with a lateral drop and a fall in 5 minutes 21 seconds over Austin Chapman. Your final score today, Penn State 40, Clarion 6, and the Nittany Lions secure their 7th undefeated season in the last 8 years. Penn State also picks up its 990th victory as a program. The program's overall record now 990 wins, 303 losses, and 37 ties. Penn State next season will look to become just the 6th Division I program and the 7th college wrestling program of any stature to pick up 1,000 dual meet victories. Cale Sanderson again ties Charlie Spidell as Penn State's winningest coach with his 191st victory as the head coach of the Nittany Lions, and Penn State now runs its win streak to 44 straight, and the win streak here at Rec Hall has now reached 45 in a row. And Penn State in this dual meet campaign, just a remarkable season. Penn State outscores its opponents this season 541 to 112 in the 16 dual meets. So again, the Nittany Lions win it 40-6. The Nittany Lions win the takedown battle 39-4. And Penn State now has 2 weeks to prepare for the Big Ten Championships in Ann Arbor, Michigan at the Chrysler Center. That action will get underway in 13 days from now on the first Saturday in March. My thanks to Zane Bransfield, doing a terrific job of producing our broadcast today at our flagship station in State College. The Nittany Lions complete an undefeated dual meet season with a 40-6 victory over Clarion. We will talk to you from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the Big Ten Championships as the Nittany Lions get set for the postseason now and do so riding a wave of momentum. Penn State will go in as a strong favorite for both the Big Ten and the NCAA Championships this season. We will talk to you from Ann Arbor, Michigan in 13 days right here on the Penn State Sports Network.